What's the 411 with Sharon Kay is brought to you by Terry W. Jones, independent agent, State Farm Insurance. We thank you so very much for supporting What's the 411. Now, this afternoon, we've had the joy to have two of the candidates running for mayor with us, and you've been hearing from them. And we started last week with our segment during political season. So, you want to be Nashville's mayor? X, give me Mike. You say that again.
I said I do.
Okay,
yes, ma'am.
When you say you do, you got to make sure everybody hears it.
I was doing a little mic check. You know what I mean?
That's like when you get married, you say I do. You want to say it loud.
Say it loud and proud. That's right. Okay.
He said he came dressed for the Jazz.
I did. I wore my seersucker suit. I think I'm the only candidate that hung out with Miles Davis. I bet that.
Oh, no, clearly.
In 1990, I was signed to Atlantic Records by Ahmet Ertegun, the impresario, the master. Signed Ray Charles, signed Aretha Franklin, signed Led Zeppelin. I know how much we all love Led Zeppelin. Yeah. So I went to the Atlantic Studios in Manhattan to do some work, and Ahmet rolled in with Miles Davis, and I was dumb enough to stick my hand out to try to shake his hand. He doesn't shake hands, and Ahmet looked at me, and I kind of got the picture. He doesn't shake hands, not because he's too good. He doesn't want anybody to. That's his art right there. Those are those fingers. Yeah. And and it was we had a moment where he said, "Young man, how are you going to make yourself successful in music?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to work really hard. He said, "Let me tell you how to do it." And I said, "How's that?" And he said, "Pay attention."
Okay.
And that was it. And I said, I almost, because I was 24 years old, like myself, I almost said, "Pay attention to what, sir?" And then I went, "Oh, pay attention." So
and use that forever.
I've been paying attention since I was 24.
Well, and that is something that was decades ago, because I know he's been gone.
Right.
But it still holds true today.
And that gives you a little. I know I don't look that old, but it tells you that I.
No, I ain't saying. Because I don't discuss age. So what does that tell you? But I'm glad to know that you are familiar with our genre.
Yes.
And that.
Love the genre. I was hoping Sade might be here today.
Not here.
Yeah.
Now, maybe 30 years ago, I would have been here in my alter ego. Anyway, Jimmy Lawrence for mayor. And let me ask this first and foremostly. Well, let me say first, thank you for putting it on your Facebook page.
You're welcome.
That you were going to be here today.
Yes.
That's very appreciative. That you alerted your Facebook fans.
I appreciate you having me. I want to tell you that you are very inclusive, and I love that. Okay?
I have a reputation for that.
I love it. I love it because
there are 10 names on that ballot.
That's right.
That we got. Not the ballot, but the listing that we got that were qualified.
That's right.
From the Election Commission office. And I go off the list.
Yes.
And I don't have favorites, and I don't have a dog in the fight. My job is I'm an unbiased host, and I'm trying to set a decent example.
That's fantastic.
And I know there's very few people like me in the world left.
Yes, that is true.
Okay.
And listen, I'm a private citizen. I've never run for elected office in my life.
Well, I think people need to know things like that.
And I think people need to do it. I felt a calling this year. I tried to talk myself out of it because I knew it was going to get a little, hot and humid. And so I went to the beach and I prayed and I meditated and I looked at the ocean, and 1 hour I was in, and the next hour I was in deeper, and then I went in and baptized myself in the ocean, and I said, I'm in. I'm doing this. I feel very strongly about where our city is. I love Nashville. Like I said, I was signed to Atlantic Records in 1990, and they sent me to Nashville to learn how to write a song. And at the time, it was Michael Jackson was on the radio. There were people on the radio with huge hits, and Ahmet Ertegun said, "You need a hit song like like Mark Cohn walking in Memphis, or you need a song that stands out for you. So I was shipped down to Nashville, and the moment I got off the plane and got in the air, it felt like home. I'm Indiana born and raised.
How long you been here?
I've been here full time since 2009.
Oh, wow.
I bought my first piece of property here in 2002.
So you'd be like
Tennessee.
a newbie.
I'm a newbie, but
Okay.
I've been coming here since 1990.
Okay.
Since 1990, I've been working here and traveling here several times a year, sometimes once a month. I did a magazine in Nashville between 2006 and 2009. We closed up during the recession, called My Machine, and it was a magazine that was kind of a men's lifestyle magazine. There's one out there now that I read on occasion. I forget what it's called, but it was the same, a nice glossy magazine that we put out here in Nashville and in the Northeast. And the recession got us. It was an ancillary part of another business. And
So
but
you have a
it taught
business
me a lot.
background.
I do. I'm an entrepreneur. After I got done playing and touring, and I started having kids, I said, well, I need to figure out the business side of it, which I did. And I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. Paper routes in fifth grade, all the way to busting tables, working bingo, and then getting a full-time job and working my way.
Well, how do you think? So you think all that is the right combination?
I do.
To become the mayor of Nashville.
I think that you need to pull on all of your experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I've traveled the world. I've seen beautiful cities.
Mm-hmm.
I've played on stages. I've been baptized in the worst of it and the best of it. I lived in New York in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the worst in New York. I saw it turn around. I mean, if you'd have told, I got to New York in 1982. If you'd have told me in 1982, 83, 84, 85 that they'd have The Lion King on Broadway, I would have laughed. I would have fell over laughing because it was that disgraceful. And they turned it around. I love good turnaround stories. Nashville, when I first started coming in 1990, was
changed completely.
Oh, it's changed completely.
You wouldn't even recognize it.
That's right. And so I believe that my experiences in business and traveling and seeing other cities. Sometimes I wonder if our leaders ever go to Chicago, ever go to Cleveland, ever go anywhere. I know that Megan Barry went a few places, but I'm not sure she was, understanding that we need to look at other folks' systems and peel the good off of them. And you know what they say, accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. You need to grab with the good and make it part of Nashville's, je ne sais quoi. You can do things that make it, on a business side, you can do things that make it on an artist side, but you got to take care of the people first, and that's where I feel
So you think
that we
that's
failed.
missing?
Yes. I absolutely think we've, and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a capitalist. I'm an unabashed capitalist. I make money on real estate. I've done just about everything. When I buy a business, I learn every part of the job, and so. And my goal is to make the best of them and sell them and make a profit.
How long have you been running?
I've been running. I announced on June the 1st.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I started looking into it in April. I've been talking about it for years. You've been involved in politics already? No.
Or this is your
no,
first?
This is it. Yeah. I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna do my job. I'm gonna fix some things that need to be fixed. I'm going to do it as an outsider.
Like
well,
what?
Number one is the roads. The roads are not being fixed like a businessman would fix the roads. Okay, let me give you an example. I'm a manufacturer. If the machine goes down, I got to fix the machine.
Right.
Not in 3 months, not in 3 years. I-440 is an unabashed mess. Everybody wants to blame the state, wants to blame this, but if you're the CEO of the city, you need to drive I-440 and apologize to the city of Nashville. Okay, I'm not trying to be smart alecky. I'm saying that's a mess, and they need to get it. So when you have a developer or a contracting company that's going to fix the roads, you need to make the deal to say, look, here's the deal. You got to run 24/7. 6 days a week. We give you Sundays off.
But who's going to pay them?
Well, we're going to pay them because we have the money. We're a rich city. We are a wealthy city. We're just spending the money in the wrong places.
But it's not the whole, everybody's saying the distribution is upside down, unbalanced.
Well, that's right.
So, I mean, that's going to be a whole structure
That's a whole
change.
reason why to not vote for anybody that's in there, okay? Council, you got a guy running for mayor who's 5 years on the council. All of a sudden, he wants transparency and accountability? Well, how do you do? Where's it been for 5 years? Okay? We've got a convention center authority in the downtown Nashville zone. Google it, y'all. Google it. You need to be informed, okay? There's a 34-page report by KPMG talking about how wealthy that is. Mm-hmm. We need a CEO that's strong enough to get that money back, okay? They need to have their reserves. They need to have their funds. But you don't need a 9-member board that runs that independently of the city without the CEO of the city, a.k.a. the mayor, overseeing it. And that's what's got me upset because we can't pay the teachers a raise. My son, sitting right here, is my campaign manager, graduate of Nashville high schools, okay? Went to 2 different Nashville high schools. Mm-hmm. My kids all went to public school in different places, but I'm a public school daddy. My mom was a public school teacher her whole life, union public school teacher. So I've had kids in Nashville public schools. I've seen the good and the bad. But I go out and I meet people and I tell them I'm running for mayor and I go to folks and I say, what is it that you need me to do? And overwhelmingly, it's fix the schools because without the kids being taught and educated right and well, what is the future? Now that seems cliched, and it sounds cliched, but it's the truth.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Jimmy.
Yes.
And I've been living here since '86. It has forever, and I've been doing this behind the microphone thing.
Right.
The school system here has been plagued for decades with problems.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
This didn't just develop with Mayor Briley.
No.
This stuff has been ongoing for a long time.
Okay.
Unhappy board, don't like the superintendents, issues involving the segregation and issues of the past, and it has been a long time. So I don't even know if giving a teacher a new raise is going to change the atmosphere or to change, to break that. There's something going on, and I don't know if they just need to therapy. I don't know,
right.
But something in
right.
that thing, because the people inside of it never get along. They can't agree. No matter how many superintendents of schools we have, somebody on the board is going to be pissed off about it, and that's real. And they're not going to get favor with this one and that one, and we're never going to get anywhere. Teachers are going to be on the sidelines complaining about how dysfunctional that the headquarters is,
right.
and how they need this and they need that. Parents, same thing. So, I mean, it's an ongoing.
Right.
It's not just to give them some money and hush them up. This thing is bigger than that.
I understand.
Okay?
And I will tell you, as a businessman, I know one thing for certain. If I have an employee that says they deserve $20 an hour and I give them 11, I'm not going to get what I should get from them from 20. Now, the other side of that equation is when you run a good business and you can give those good employees $20 an hour, they got to step up, right? Because you could put somebody else right in that spot. Our problem is we can't get teachers because we're not paying them enough. And the reason they're saying that's not enough is because it costs so much to live in this city now. And the reason it costs so much to live in this city right now is because we paid no attention to affordable housing and moderate and affordable income and low income housing. And now the mayor wants to build a $500 million program to build affordable housing, and that's not the answer.
Because those people are powerless in this city. They have no control over anything. No one is listening to their voice. So exactly how do you think that the powerless could feel powerful? Because that's the only way things are going to change. It's out of balance.
It is out of balance. And so the first thing you need to do when you've got a washing machine that's out of balance is you hit stop, right? And you dig in there and you start pulling out the dirty laundry, right? Now, I don't want to pull out any more dirty laundry than we lived through for the past 2 years. But what I'm saying is if those folks weren't part of the solution, they got to go. okay? And I'm not being harsh. I'm running it like a pragmatic businessman, okay? If you can now. I've invested in businesses for years that didn't make any money because my heart and soul was into it, and I liked it, and I liked the people running it. And I said, you know what? I don't have to put that much time into it. I can do a few hours a week and let this thing run itself, and it can break even, and I can be happy. That's a personal philosophy. No. Yeah. I'm saying that's a personal philosophy. That's a choice of mine. That's my money. Right. Okay. Now, if I got a partner, which as the mayor of Nashville, I would have partners, right? My partners are the constituents, are the citizens. You would have
other people's money.
That's right.
And being the shepherd over it is where the problems are.
That's right. And so you need to pay attention as the CEO of the city that you're running other people's money and you're using other people's money, and that's the key, because you're taking a paycheck to use other people's money to run this business known as the city, okay? You need better information from the Convention Center Authority in the downtown Nashville zone. You need better cooperation. You need with the teachers and the board and the teachers board. You need to go to those meetings. You need to be not only present at the meetings, you got to be a cheerleader, and you got to root for them, and you got to name out the ones that are causing the problems. You got to be willing to stick your neck out. And we'll be happy and we'll buy some green space, but we got no homes over here for the people that are getting shoved out of the city. That stuff isn't going to fly for long, and we're at that tipping point right now. I'm sure Mayor Briley means well. I just don't think he's got the I'll say intestinal fortitude to do the job. John Cooper's been there 5 years. Carol Swain seems like a lovely lady, but wrong for Nashville. Very intelligent. I'm very proud of what she's done with her life. She tells a tremendous story, but I don't see her as the answer at this time.
Now, let me ask you, Jimmy, because you were not allowed to be in the debate.
That's right.
This week.
That's right.
And you filed a suit.
That's right.
What was the result?
I filed a petition for injunctive relief, okay? And Carol, you bring that up, but Carol Swain was the only one of the four that wrote a letter to the judge basically asking her not to include me, which was shocking. I thought, a letter from Carol Swain came in. That must be good for me. Excluding me.
Why?
She stated that I didn't meet the requirements. The whole purpose of the lawsuit was so that I could get my word out to the folks that I did meet the criteria as it was laid out to me. I had the money in my campaign funds. They moved the goalpost. And I have an email trail. So as of June 4th, I thought I'm on the debates. I was getting feedback from the Tennessean that, we'll let you know what's going on and we'll tell you what's got to be. The fact that they needed me to have the money in my campaign fund in the first quarter of this year was impossible unless I can time travel. And if I can time travel, I'm already the mayor. See, it doesn't make any sense. So what they're doing is they're trying to fine-tune this thing down to the four people that I hate to say it, but the four horsemen of the Nashville apocalypse is what I'm calling them, because I don't hear anything out of them on the debates that makes me stand up and go, yeah, you get it, right on. I don't hear it. And so that's why I'm in the race.
Okay.
Look, you're either going to love me or you're going to hate me. But I want you to love me and say, yeah, this guy's a fighter. He filed a petition on Monday to be on the debate on Tuesday night. If that judge had said, yes, sir, I was dressed in my Sunday best. If that judge had said, okay, you're on, Mr. Lawrence, right? I would have gone from that courthouse to Belmont to be on the stage with no preliminary I was ready to go. I was like, she must have thought I was crazy because
So when did you get the final word?
I got the word. She ruled right there on the spot.
Okay.
We all agreed that she could rule on the spot. It was something that I had to do. Look, there is no law or precedent as I could find it that allowed me to be. I thought it was a good piece of public policy to to rule in my favor won, and I thought she could make law and set a precedent. You know, maybe she'd be challenged up to the state Supreme Court. That's okay. That's how we make our laws. You know, hey, y'all, we make our laws 3 different ways: legislative, executive, and judicial. She can make law, right? She could say, okay, you know what? We think they did move the goalpost on you, and you do look like you met the criteria, and we'll see you tonight. She didn't do that. That's okay. That's okay. But, boy, they came at me. I represented myself pro se. I did not wear my seersucker suit. I went in, and I was a little bit like my cousin Vinny in there with them. But and I had 3 lawyers up against me and 3 really big corporations,
Wow.
E.W. Scripps, Gannett, and Belmont University.
Wow.
And I said, you know what? This is my David and Goliath moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if I win, I'll look that much stronger. I prayed that I would win.
Yeah.
I held out the best hope, but I didn't think that she would disrupt the debates in such a way as to put me on. That would have been very disruptive, and would take a lot of nerve to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying she doesn't have nerve. I'm just saying I don't know if the argument was there. And that's how she ruled, that my argument wasn't there. I thought my argument was.
Okay.
Of
course.
But
it's your argument.
But it's my argument.
Now,
that's
you
right.
got 45 seconds.
Okay.
And I mean, y'all need to stick
And
to
you're
this 45 too.
You gonna run me out?
You got to go. Tell our audience, Jimmy Lawrence, why they should vote for you to be the next mayor of Nashville.
Okay. Here's why Jimmy Lawrence should be the next mayor of Nashville. I love this city. And I remember one thing. We built this town. We built this city, first off, on music and love. It was a lot more music and love. Don't let them tell you that the developers built this city. There's in etymology, we all know what etymology is. It's a breakdown of words. The word city comes from citizens. And nobody's talking about the citizens when they get on the debates. They're talking about what they're going to do and their promises and how they're going to change it. They're not telling you how they're going to do it. I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to get the money back from the Convention Center Authority. We're a cash cow over there.
Give it to me.
And we're going to pay our bills, and we're not going to worry about green space. We're going to worry about teachers and police and first responders. You know, we're building a 65-story, 4 stories. We're not, but we're allowing them to build a 65 4 season. Right. We don't have equipment for that in our fire department.
None of us will be able to afford to go.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And that's okay. It's capitalism. But you know what we are going to have to do?
Yeah.
You know what we are going to have to do? We're going to have to clean the streets out in front of it.
Yes.
We're going to have first responders go to it when people get drunk and throw a chair out the window. We're going to have to that'll be our responsibility.
And who will pay for that?
That's right.
Okay, the taxpayers.
That's right.
Now, what's your way to find out more about your campaign?
Okay, JimmyLawrence.com. It's that simple. www.JimmyLawrence.com. My name, JimmyLawrence.com. And please go check me out. If you like what I say, please spread the word. Social media is the way.
Thank you.
Okay? Thank you.
Now, Jimmy, thanks a lot for being here today. And as I tell everybody, I treat everyone equally. If you happen to become Nashville's next mayor, we'll see you on your way back over here. Okay?
I'll be right over.
Okay.
I promise you.
And I'm going to take your comments, because this is going to go on my podcast. And I'll say, remember that day you said this?
I'll be here. I promise you.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck.
You can tell I'm not shy. I love a good microphone.
A seersucker suit up here. I ain't seen nobody wear one of those in years up here. So, yes, definitely. I can definitely dig it.